Hello and welcome to Flippin' Through, the internet's #1 Mad Magazine news, review, and interview channel. And today, we're flipping through Mad Magazine number 385, released September 1999, $2.95, which is indeed cheap. But before we do that, I want to say, hey, thank you so much for subscribing. We're at like nearly 570. I wonder if we can get there. I wonder if you could be the 570th person to subscribe. If you already subscribed, just double check real quick. It takes 2 seconds. Leave a comment down below and make sure to give this video a thumbs up. It apparently makes a difference. And I don't know. I just have to put faith in the fact that it makes a difference. If you want to support me in another way, patreon.com/flippinthrough. Support me there. You get what? A 6 set of stickers? You get what? A cool Alfred E. Newman stencil? That's right. You get those things. So go and check that out. I get to thank the following people for supporting me on Patreon. That's Misimo, David Strickler, Megan McInerney, Shane Buckley, Bobby Weigel, Cam Hayden, Rob Wilson, Rod Mead Sperry, Andrew Goldfarb, Casey Ori. And Little Cozy Nostril. Thank you guys so much for the support. I hope I can keep on earning it. With that, I do want to say I'm going to be doing things a little bit different today. I've been inspired. By whom have I been inspired? Been inspired by a friend of the show, Little Cozy Nostril. And here I am. He's been growing like crazy. His channel's been growing like crazy. If you haven't checked it out, please check it out. He's awesome. He's helped this show a whole heck of a lot. And I want to help him. And I want his channel to keep on growing. But he'd once told me, he said, hey, maybe you would have more success if you put in more of an effort. To which, for years, I've said, yeah, okay. But today I've decided to put in a little bit of an effort. So normally I just open up the Mad and I flip through it, having not read it ever before. Well, that's not true. Having not read it since the first time I've read it. So it's usually like a new experience. Things are surprising me. This time I did it different. I think the show will be shorter. It's not going to be a full 30 minutes. Maybe not. I don't know. But this way, I actually have some thoughts in my head going into it and some things that I want to show and focus in on a little bit more than others. Because sometimes, those of you who watch a lot of these, you know, sometimes I'll like focus in on something and then it'll be a bust. It'll be something that's not even funny. It's like, what's the point? This is a cool era of Mad Magazine. It's like, it feels like a transitionary era. You have still the black and white pages. You have this awful Mad Contents page. Cover artist, Mark Stutzman, and then the back cover is by somebody else. Mark Stutzman did a really good job on this. It's a beautiful picture of Alfred E. Newman as Darth Maul. And if you weren't around when the prequels came out, when The Phantom Menace came out, you don't really understand how stoked people were for it. I feel like people were more excited for this movie than they were for The Force Awakens, say. The difference is that The Force Awakens had Disney behind it. So there was like, they had everything, right? They had BB-8 oranges. This, it just seemed like people who loved the franchise who were excited about it. And Darth Maul was, I think, one of the coolest looking movie villains created when it came out, like for a long time. It's like visually, Darth Maul looks pretty freaking awesome. And like he has like these yellow teeth and stuff. I don't know. So I like that one. I like that cover. Newmanization of characters I don't usually go for that, but it's hard not to love Darth Maul. But anyway, so you have the nice newsprint pages. We got some beautiful Herman Mejia art. By the way, I finally did something. This is like, I always have these thoughts when I'm recording, and by the time I'm done, I don't follow through. Because I went through this, I went and followed Herman Mejia on Instagram right away. So I'm pretty excited about that. He's doing some crazy stuff. Not this stuff, which is a shame, but also understandable. Here we have Moron Mail. And look at, what's great is I can zoom in on the angry email that I like, or whatever this is. I'm very disappointed with your article titled Steve Greaves' Official Catalog of Rare Unaffordable Rock and Roll Memorabilia, Mad number 380. First off, Vanilla Ice doesn't work at some Gap in New Jersey. He owns a skate shop in Miami called To the Extreme. He's recently released a heavy metal album and is touring to promote it. Vanilla Ice will always be the best rapper ever. Signed, Dan Gluckman, Franklin Square, New York. That seems sincere. You might not think it's sincere. I think that's sincere. I think it's a dude who just really likes and respects what's his face, Vanilla Ice. And here, one of my favorite things that they stopped doing, I thought it was always amusing. Make a Dumb Wish Foundation. I've been a loyal Mad reader for 7 years. After killing that many brain cells, I figure you owe me something. To get on MTV's show Fanatic, I've got to do something to prove I am a fan. So would you please print Renee Hendry is Steven Tyler's #1 fan in your magazine so that MTV will consider me. Renee Hendry, La Miranda, California. Renee, you dumb wish is our command. Renee Hendry is Steven Tyler's #1 fan. Once is not enough. Look for Renee's pitiful plea elsewhere in this issue. Now, I'm going to be honest. I did not notice that before, so I don't have all of those appearances of Renee Hendry all throughout the magazine. Here we have Star Wars Epic Load 1, the fandom mega mess. It was a little bit of a mess. I thought it was good, though. It wasn't until later that I kind of turned my back on this. And I think, the sequel trilogy actually changed my mind, and I'm now a fan of it again. The lighter side of artist and writer Dave Berg. This is another one that I'm just going to pass on through fairly quickly. Here's something kind of interesting. This is one of two, a mad look at Star Wars Episode 1s that occur. This is a mad look at Star Wars Episode 1, the Phantom, the Hype. How am I supposed to read this? Anyway, this is, oh man, what a trip down memory lane. The prequel trilogy is, maybe this isn't exactly true. Maybe I don't know which one I'm thinking of, but this is the first time that I ever remember people staying up till midnight to see a movie. And here you have it, right? So the guy camps out. He's looking like a hobo. He's at the head of the line. He gets his tickets and he falls asleep in the film. But there is so much content. This is a full Mad look at. And Mad Magazine saw that hype train coming, and they said, we're not going to miss our seat aboard that train. So you have the cover, the Star Wars cover, the Star Wars Phantom Menace movie parody, a Mad look at the Star Wars The Phantom Menace film coming out. This is like totally full of Star Wars. This is the most Star Wars issue I ever remember reading, or that I'm reading right now. Hey man, look it's time. He leaves. He hops in line. All of it is about being in line. All of it is about FOMO, that fear of missing out that so many people feel. And here we have Monroe and the Midnight Movie. Like, they won't stop. They can't help themselves. Even this is about Star Wars The Phantom Menace. Can you think of any modern movie that took over Mad Magazine like that? Every single thing so far has been about The Phantom Menace. And this is, I had to take a picture of this and said to my friend, hey, Monroe, check out my kick-ass Phantom Menace lunch tote. Newsflash, Walter, very gay. I love it. I don't know. Man, the 90s were so great. Wait, was this the 90s? Yeah, 99. Man, 90s were a special, special time. Really? Well, I'm adamant that Jar Jar Binks has a certain charm. Yeah, Jar Jar whomever. Jar Jar whomever. Wait a minute. Oh, my God. Monroe hasn't seen Phantom? Shh. Be cool, will ya? I'm going tonight. Yeah, that's it. I'm going to the midnight movie. Your mom will let you? Cool. I'll sneak out and meet you there. Oh, poor Monroe. Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's like a trashy sexiness to Monroe's mother. Just be cool. Hey, Ma, everybody's going. Hey, Ma, it's no big deal. Hey, Ma. Hey, honey, listen, I won't be home tonight. I'm headed to the gambling boats. I've got a roulette system. I know will work this time. You're out tonight? Perfect. Go get those suckers, Mom. Look at, there's all sorts of cool things. Look at, Bill Ray included, what are those called? The Kirby dots, those cosmic dots, man. I absolutely love it. And his bully is always making an appearance. Now, I do want to just focus in on one last thing on this, and that is Bill Ray signature appreciation. That's all. That's all I have to say. It's just an appreciation of his signature. Anyway, now, this is something that I wanted to really dig in on. What's cool about this, too, is this is what I was alluding to when I talked about the transitionary period, because all of it up until this insert, it was newsprint, and now you have the gloss. You have that like sort of typical magazine paper. And here we have the Warner Brothers Studio Store unofficial catalog. Another catalog of overpriced clothing and knickknacks featuring the Jetsons, Scooby-Doo, and even a few characters Warner Brothers actually created and didn't just acquire in mergers. Does that sound familiar? Does that sound like any other major corporation right now? Disney? Yeah. Anyway, gift ideas for people who are too hip for the Disney store, yet not creative enough to think on their own, and instead let a huge entertainment conglomerate furnish their home and wardrobe with merchandise featuring vintage characters, most of whom haven't been funny or even interesting since 1946. I love, this is brilliant. They go after the WB store so hard. But this is what I want to say. The WB store, for those of you who didn't know, it was kind of like the Disney store where it's like all Disney merchandise, right? But Disney at the time was all kids stuff. There was nothing else. Warner Brothers, on the other hand, had cool properties. Not only did they have the cartoons, they also had regular movies that you could get stuff from. And this is the cool part. What they would do is they would sell all this merchandise stuff, like all like, you'll see examples like that are pretty close to real life. They would have all of that. But what they would also have is you could get like cells, animation cells that they would sell, and it would like come beautifully framed and everything. Oh man, I remember wanting one. I got like a shirt or something. They had one at the Southdale Mall. They had the WB store at the Southdale Mall, and they had the Disney store at the Southdale Mall, and it was freaking awesome. Anyway, let's make fun of it now. Here's a Tweety smoke detector. No more annoying beeps or irritating tones. Smoke-sensitive microchip triggers Tweety's cheerful voice to announce a message, a fun way to turn tragedy into an event the whole family will enjoy. Or this, embroidered Looney Tunes golf balls. Like, that is really the type of stuff that they had. And, of course, Look at that Batman too. So you would get all sorts of Batman stuff. I do want to zoom in on this. Tiresome tunes, tacky togs. Unfunny, not amusing, droll, or comical, lacking the capacity to induce laughter. 3. Tiresome, old. 4. Dull, boring. Synonyms: Marvin the Martian. C. Daffy Duck, Elmer Fudd, The Roadrunner, et al. Here's Foghorn Leghorn. His says, I'm a mindless shill for the Warner Brothers studio stores. Tasmanian Devil, I love this one. I once expressed a thought, which I now regret, that the Tasmanian Devil is cool, and now everyone buys me Taz clothes and collectibles for my birthday, which I'm required to wear despite my embarrassment. But look at, you could get corny stuff like this, like a jean jacket with an embroidered Warner Brothers thing, animation studio jacket. But then you could get cool stuff. Look at this. Look at that print all over the place. I think that looks so cool. Here's the Tweety cotton swabs. A fat load of fun. Crappy characters, conformist clothes. I really loved this. I mean, it's not, what I love about this is, one, that they are just like shitting on their parent companies, like cash grabs. But also the fact that it is sort of like a comment on how, what is it? Conspicuous consumption. And look, this is what they're talking about. Like all of these, the gallery collections. Why buy Warner Brothers animation art, Doc? It's a lot more accessible to the average unsophisticated know-nothing schmuck with disposable income than fine art, which someone like you couldn't possibly appreciate. Each item comes with a certificate of authenticity guaranteeing that it is a genuine mass-produced picture of a cartoon characters manufactured in the Philippines by people who never heard of Bugs Bunny. Warner Brothers animation art lasts longer, is more durable, and is cleaner than the ashes you'd get if you simply burned huge wads of your money. Now, okay, well that's disappointing if they were not actual cel-shaded things. Like, wasn't this animation cells? I'm pretty sure it is. I think these guys are just being cynical. That's all, folks. Talking headstone set. You'll rest in peace and style with this fun casket and gravestone set. Porky Pig utters his famous line at the touch of a button, thanks to microchip technology. Roomy, double-hinged pinewood coffin decorated with all your favorite characters. Measures 78 inches by 25 inches. $3,595. For both? That's good, actually. That's like really good. Headstones are expensive. I don't know if you guys know that. Here we have Matt's guide to telling the difference between pro wrestling, Jerry Springer, and politics. Some beautiful Rick Tolka art. And here we have pro wrestling has referees who look the other way. Jerry Springer has security guards who look the other way. Politics has ethic committees who look the other way. And I don't remember this controversy. There's Janet Reno, there's Al Gore, and then there's a bunch of Tibetans, some Buddhists. I'm not really sure what that's in reference to. Pro wrestling finds most of its viewers in trailer parks. Jerry Springer finds most of his guests in trailer parks. Politicians find most of the women who will put out for them in trailer parks. Let's zoom on out. Oh! Whoop. Oh, look at a whiteboard. Man, I should renew my subscription to Mad Magazine. And then Mad's sellers cut down to size. I gotta say, I read through that. It's not that great. This is, as promised, the second installment of A Mad Look At in a single issue, and doubling down on the Star Wars theme in this issue. Now, I have to say, this one is a whole lot less palatable to me. Like, I hate it when it's movie tie-ins. It just feels, it's unironically this, right? It's kind of amusing that, like, I don't know. In one part, they're mocking that sort of cashing in on characters that are shit. And then later on in the magazine, they're cashing in on characters who are shit. Now, this one is pretty awesome. Paul Coker doing a ton of celebrity caricatures, which are, I have to say, really good. And it's very interesting to see Paul Coker, who uses a very small amount of lines, right? If you look at the way, if we go all the way back to the movie tie-in, like the amount of details and stuff, it's impressive, right? Look at, there's Mace Windu. What's his name? It's Mace Windu. I don't know what his name is in real life. Right, there's like a lot of effort, a lot of rendering, and you can see what Paul Coker can do with just very few lines. He captures the essence of these characters so well. He captures his own essence right down here, appearing as a cue card person in this When Celebrities Jump on the Poetry Bandwagon. The writer is Andrew Schwartzberg, not who you hope it is writing the poetry. And look, there's Helen Hunt. Detroit Rock Sissies. It's almost a shame, I think, that this got buried, because Detroit Rock City was a really cool coming of age story with kids in the 70s just going to a Kiss concert. And so apparently there's like the rip-off alert, where it's just like, I don't know, what is that they call it? They call it tropes, right? That's really what it is. Just a bunch of tropes as far as like a teen road trip or teen, kind of one crazy night type of story. I remember seeing this in high school and really, really liking it. Now here, I'm going to zoom in on this. The mad celebrity cause of death betting odds. As usual, painted by Herman Mejia, our team of crack odds makers gives you the latest Vegas line on how one of today's biggest stars is going to bite the big one. This month's future stiff to beat, Marilyn Manson, the bit of a people. Cause of death, terminal chafing from wiping self with U.S. flag during show every night, 5-1. Slips and falls at 2025 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction dinner while working as a busboy, 10-1. Mistaken for cadaver and dissected at foreign medical school, 25-1. Tranquilizer dart from zookeeper attempting recapture, 40-1. Knockdown dragout fight with John Tesh over who's the real Antichrist. I liked that one. Really commit suicide on Halloween, just like he told mainstream newspapers he would do in 1997. Whoa, that'd be sad, but also kind of cool. And then we have on our back cover the Altoids ad, Homeroid King for curiously strong hits. I remember the rise and fall of Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa. I do. Barry Bonds. But hey, guys, listen. They still had to work really hard to get those muscles. Steroids don't just make the muscle for you, okay? Anyway, hey, let me know what you think of this new format. We're at 24 minutes. It's still a long-ass video. Jeez Louise. Probably because of all my yapping in the beginning. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of it. Give a thumbs up. And please remember to subscribe. With that, thank you so much for watching. Toodaloo.